Hey everybody, it's the K9 Diva. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you not familiar with me, I am Laurie Williams. I have been a K9 training professional for over the past 35 years. So in that time, I have learned a lot of things that I like to share with my community to let them know not only how they can establish a stronger relationship with their dogs, but how they can become better humans in doing so. So let's talk today about the dog and the human relationship and how within that relationship, dogs are actually superior as a partner to a human. Now, this is not to say, really not to say who's better or whatever, but this is to say that, look, there are some things that dogs do that we humans need to work on. All right. So look at it from that way. So let's start with number one. Dogs are loyal to the end, period, point blank. They are ride or die. They are not leaving you at all. The only time a dog leaves you, sadly, is when they have to. And that is when they perish, when they pass away. They have no choice. They have to leave us. But have you ever seen a dog at the end of life? They hang on. They still, even at that time, do not want to leave. That is when usually we, as the human, have to step in and help them along to that rainbow bridge, which is really, really sad. But that just goes to show you how strong their loyalty is. They do not want to leave us. They care about us till the very end. Number two, dogs are adaptable to change. Now, hey, sometimes they struggle with a little bit of change too. I'm not going to lie. However, they handle change so much easier than humans do. They don't agonize on it. Just think about if you move with your dog, does your dog complain to you about the old house and how they had to leave their friends and how they hate their new job and this and that and the other? No. The dog is happy to move because they're moving with you. Okay? That's all they really want to be at the end of the day is with you and wherever you go. Even when we were nomads, we had a nomadic life, back in history. Dogs moved along with the humans. They didn't question it. They went along. And now, granted, a lot of it is because they're going along with where the food and warmth was. Okay. But still, the point is they move it along. They kept it moving. They will keep on rolling with the punches. Let's go. They don't agonize over change. All right. Number three, dogs are always happy to see you and they express that happiness. All right. When was the last time your kids said, Mommy, Daddy, you're back? When they were 3, 4, 5, 6. When I'm thinking back on my son, he probably was still that way up until, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8. I think it stops around middle schoolish is when I really do. They just start getting kind of, hi, Mom, or whatever. But I'm talking running and jumping and throwing their arms around you. Who does that? Even as adults, in your adult relationships, who does that? Maybe when you haven't seen them for a while, yes. When you see a friend or a relative you haven't seen for a while, then yeah. But I'm talking about, I just walked to the mailbox and came back. Your dog will do that. Just to the mailbox and back. Where were you? Don't ever leave me like that again. Never, please. Now, that's a little bit codependent. But also, what I'm saying is, how does that make you feel? With a dog, you never, ever feel unappreciated, right? They make you feel like they can't live without you all the time. All right, that's a good quality for a partner. All right, dogs are non-materialistic. Listen, everything you buy for your dogs outside of food, vet care, that's about it. Food and vet care. Everything you buy outside of that, you did that because you wanted to do it. Your dog did not ask you for it. Every toy your dog has, your dog did not ask you for any of that. Listen, you could construct a toy. Go to the feed store and get some burlap, or go to a fabric store and get some fleece and kind of braid it together. You can make tug toys that your dog would like just as much as one that you just paid $20 for at the toy store. All those toys, all those companies that sell pet products and services, they market to the human. They market to our likes and tastes because they know dogs don't want any of that stuff. Dogs don't want the leashes and collars either. They don't even like collars. I wish they didn't even have to wear a collar, let alone one that's bejeweled or bedazzled or whatever they used to call that, with the spikes on it and everything. They don't want any of that. The fancy beds you buy them, they don't want any of that. You could put the dishes. Those are the ones that kill me. The expensive dog dishes. You could lay their food on a piece of paper, newspaper. They're going to gobble it up just as quick as they gobble it up off of a fancy dish. They don't care. All that stuff, we do that. We buy that for our dogs. So when you talk about dogs being expensive, I don't know. If you chip away at all that stuff with excess stuff that we buy them because of us, outside of any type of medical catastrophe or whatever, they're not that expensive, right? Dogs have no ego. Do you know how much ego messes up relationships? A lot. Trying to be the best, trying to be better, trying to one up. All that competition that humans do with each other. A lot of male-female relationships, or spouse-to-spouse, partner-to-partner relationships mess up because of one person makes more money than the other. Or one person feels their work is valued more than the other, or whatever. All that's the ego. That's something that we as humans just have to deal with. We are egotistical. And I know sometimes we try to put that on our dogs. Like, I hate when people call their, certain breeds of dogs a serious dog. They're not serious. They're intense. But that has nothing to do with ego. That has to do with their intensity in playing. That's instinctual, that they play in a very intense way. All those working breeds of dogs that you see out there grabbing onto and pulling and dangling from things suspended and trying to jump over to grab. That's all play. That's all intensity to play with a certain toy or object. It has nothing to do with seriousness or the dog trying to be competitive. The only thing animals ever compete for is during mating and for food. There's a reason. But certainly not for a ribbon, I can tell you that, or a title. So dogs have no ego. Humans do, and sometimes we put that on our dogs. But just think, if a human-to-human relationships, we could remove ego, just think how much smoother relationships would be. Number 6, this is our favorite. They love us unconditionally. We like to say that a lot. I do think dogs have the conditions that you have to meet their basic needs of food, water, affection. But I think more so what that phrase means is dogs allow you to make mistakes. Dogs are not expecting you to be any particular person. They don't care how much money you make. They don't care what you look like. They don't care what family you come from. They don't care about anything other than you are their person and you provide them with food, water, shelter, affection. Sign me on the dotted line. I'm never leaving you. So that's what we mean by unconditional love. You can't beat that. Now, we know humans are not like that at all. At all. I think, again, parent-child relationship is like that to a certain extent. But I do think even in that relationship, there's going to be limits as to what a person will take from another human. And that's understandable. But from a dog's point of view, yeah, they love us unconditionally. They don't care about who we are or anything like that. They just want to be with us. Now, this is one of my favorite ones. They do not take life too seriously. They are very whimsical. At the end of the day, most dogs are silly. Most dogs are willing to have fun. They're up for fun. They do silly things. They do whimsical things. They don't have to worry about, oh, did I look stupid doing this? They look stupid doing most things, and they don't care. I love that about them. They are, and also their ability to not, I just tripped over my feet. So what? Keep it moving. I think it goes back to that saying. I'm not sure of the wording exactly, but it's something like, when life gives you a problem, kick some dirt all over it and keep it moving. That's what dogs do. They kick dirt over it and keep it moving. Yeah, that's pretty good in a partner, because you don't want to have a partner that just agonizes over everything. And we as humans tend to do that because we have a lot of things to worry about. We have bills to pay. We have rent. We have food to put on the table. We have to worry about our job and losing our job and keeping our job. There's a lot that we have to worry about. Luckily, dogs don't have to worry about those things, which enables them to not take life seriously. All right. That's a great quality in a relationship. This one I really like. It kind of is tied into them being non-materialistic. They appreciate the simple things in life. Like a dog could just lay with you or spend a day in the park playing with you all day, and they're happy. Like they don't have to go like what I just described to you. They don't have to go to Disneyland and have to go to the best colleges and they don't have to do any of that stuff that humans need to do. They don't have to buy the most expensive car. They don't have to live in the most expensive house. Like, you know what, like back to Disneyland. You know what Disneyland is for a dog? It is going to the park and spending the day in the park all day, going on a trail hike, spending the day with you, doing whatever. Like I do a lot of competitive dog sports with my dogs, spending that whole day with me or taking them away for the weekend where we're together the whole weekend. I was on a TV show with my Maltese Andrew, and we were gone for 6 weeks. That was like, he was like, how do I have my mom all to myself for 6 weeks? I don't think he's ever been happier in his life. So yeah, they like the simple things in life. They don't want much. They really don't. Like I said, all those excess things that we do them. They didn't ask us. They didn't ask us for any of that. A simple walk in the park would suffice for them. All right, and this is my favorite. Number 10. Dogs are joyful. They are joyful. They are always willing to have fun. They are perpetual happy beings. All right. I talked about this in one of my other videos, and I want to touch on it again. Dogs are one of the few mammals that retain their childlike characteristics throughout their entire life, from puppy to their very last day as a senior. They always are willing to play. That wanting to play, that desire to play, characteristic they keep. Unlike humans. Humans lose that somewhere along the line. And even if you're playing adult games and video games and stuff, that's still not the same as the make-believe, bare bones type of playing. Like kids picking up rocks and sticks and making a game out of it, making an imaginary world out of little army men or whatever kids do. You know what I'm talking about. Somewhere kids lose that. They come to a time in their life where they just stop doing it. And they move on to like sports games and team sports and stuff like that. That's still playing, but it's different. Well, dogs still want that bare bones, just having fun, not needing much, but their person and them, and making a game out of it, and playing, and wrestling, and tag you're it. And yeah, that's dogs. Their whole life, they will do that with you. They never lose that desire. That's really great in a relationship because you don't have to, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go eat? You're not always constantly trying to think of things to entertain yourself. With a dog, that is the easiest thing. They're always willing to do. They're always up for what you want to do. So those are 10 things that, again, this is not really to say whether a dog is better than a human. What more I want this list to be is for you to look at these characteristics that dogs have, and then you as a human try to take on those characteristics and apply those to your relationship with dogs, but with humans as well. And it will make a much, much better relationship. Let dogs teach us, because they so often are teaching us things that we don't see, the lessons that are there. They're right there in front of us. Have a good day. Please share your comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss a thing. It's your girl K9 Diva. Thanks for visiting. See you next time.